Embark on a journey through the intertwining realms of faith and geopolitics as we delve into the prophetic tapestry surrounding Israel and Jerusalem. From the regathering of the Jewish people to the echoes of ancient predictions in ongoing conflicts, explore the profound significance attributed to the reconstruction of the Third Temple. Unveil the symbolic rituals, like the water libation ceremony, and grasp the intricate political dynamics, including Muslim control of the Temple Mount. As the Middle East grapples with turmoil and Iran's declarations, ponder the apprehensions about the chilling prophecies and the potential brink of the end of time. Jerusalem is more than just a city on the map. It's a place filled with religious importance for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. For followers of these faiths, Jerusalem is like a treasure trove of sacred meaning. In the pages of the Bible, particularly in prophecies, Jerusalem is portrayed as a special spot where divine actions take center stage, bringing to life promises made by God. In these prophecies, Jerusalem becomes a kind of spotlight, shining on the idea that God will directly get involved in important happenings right there. One significant theme is the regathering of Jewish people in their original homeland, and this is like a puzzle piece fitting into the larger story of what God has planned for the future. Imagine it as a grand stage where events unfold according to a script written in sacred texts. The regathering of the Jewish people in Jerusalem is seen as a crucial step, almost like the opening act that sets the stage for what's about to happen next. This idea is deeply rooted in the belief that these events are not just historical occurrences, but part of a divine plan laid out in the scriptures. So when people talk about Jerusalem in the context of biblical prophecies, it's like entering a realm where the city becomes a central character in a story of divine intervention and the keeping of promises. The regathering of the Jewish people adds a special significance to Jerusalem, turning it into a key player in the unfolding drama of religious beliefs. This shared importance makes Jerusalem a unifying symbol for believers across different faiths, each finding their own sacred connection to the city and the prophecies it represents. Talking about biblical prophecies often brings up a big idea: rebuilding the Third Temple. This concept takes center stage in discussions among believers who see it as something really important. For them, constructing this temple isn't just about bricks and stones. It's like a symbol pointing to the coming of the Messiah, a special figure in their faith. The excitement about the Third Temple is tied to how people understand certain parts of the Bible, like the books of Ezekiel and Daniel. These books contain passages that, when interpreted, make believers think that building this temple is a sign that the Messiah is on the way. So in simpler terms, the Third Temple isn't just a construction project, it's like a beacon of hope. Believers see it as a powerful force for positive change, not only spiritually, but also in addressing big problems all around the world. It's like a catalyst, a spark that can bring about a fresh start and fix global challenges. Think of it as a key to a better future, where the Third Temple is more than just a building. It's a source of renewal and hope. The anticipation surrounding its construction is deeply rooted in religious interpretations of ancient texts, making it a meaningful and significant element in the beliefs of those who look forward to its realization. The discussions about the Third Temple become a bridge between the past and the future, connecting believers with a vision of spiritual renewal and positive transformation on a global scale. When people look at the conflicts happening in the Middle East, especially the Israel-Hamas war, some see it through a religious lens connected to ancient prophecies. For believers, these wars are like pieces falling into place, confirming what was predicted long ago about the Jewish people coming together and big chaotic events occurring before the Messiah shows up. In simpler terms, some folks think the fights in the region are like a sign, aligning with what their sacred texts said would happen. This way of looking at things adds a religious layer to the regular news about battles and struggles. It shapes how people see what's going on in the Middle East, making it more than just politics or conflicts. It becomes a part of a bigger story, a story that, according to some, has been foretold ages ago. So for these believers, understanding the conflicts involves connecting the dots between current events and what they believe their ancient prophecies foretold. Getting ready to build the Third Temple isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's also about special rituals with deep meanings. One of these is the water libation ceremony, like a symbolic act deeply connected to tradition. This ceremony is a bit like a play where priests and Levites, who are special religious leaders, perform certain actions with water. For those looking forward to the Third Temple, this water ceremony is super important. It's like a key step in making the way clear for the actual construction of the temple. By exploring the history and symbols behind these ceremonies, we get a closer look at the religious practices tied to the bigger plan of rebuilding the Third Temple. So imagine it as a kind of religious preparation, not just a construction project. The water libation ceremony is a way for believers to connect with their traditions, to remember and honor the past, and at the same time, to look forward to the future Third Temple. It's like a special dance of tradition and belief, all contributing to the bigger picture of bringing the Third Temple back to life. Understanding the situation around the Third Temple involves looking at the big picture of how Jerusalem is managed, especially when it comes to the Temple Mount. This place is super important for both Jews and Muslims, making it a bit complicated in terms of who oversees it. The Temple Mount is like a puzzle piece in discussions about the Third Temple, bringing in a mix of religious beliefs and political decisions. The control of this sacred spot is a big deal because it's tied to the broader plan of rebuilding the Third Temple. Imagine it like a tug-of-war between different groups, where the management of this special place is connected to bigger political issues in the region. It adds an extra layer of difficulty to an already touchy situation in the Middle East. So when we talk about the Temple Mount, it's not just a location on a map. It's a place loaded with history, beliefs, and political sensitivity. The discussions about the Third Temple can't avoid dealing with the complex dynamics surrounding who gets to decide what happens at this sacred spot, making it a crucial factor in the ongoing conversations about the future of Jerusalem. When we talk about Iran in the Middle East, it's like adding a big piece to the puzzle of discussions about biblical prophecies. Iran, being an important player in the region, has shared its thoughts and taken actions that make these talks more complicated. Some folks who believe in the Bible's predictions get worried when they hear what Iran is saying or doing. It's like they see these actions as signals that the scary prophecies in the Bible might be coming true and the end of everything might be near. So, Iran's stance and moves are like stirring up a mix of concerns among believers. When we look closely at the connection between what Iran is up to and how people interpret their sacred texts, it gives us a full picture. It's like putting together pieces of a jigsaw puzzle: the geopolitical moves, religious beliefs, and what's written in the Bible. By looking at all these factors together, we get a complete understanding of the complex discussions about biblical prophecies in the Middle East, showing how different elements come into play to shape people's thoughts and fears about the future. In this exploration of biblical prophecies and geopolitical intricacies, the rich tapestry of beliefs surrounding Jerusalem unfolds. The anticipation of the Third Temple's reconstruction, coupled with symbolic rituals and geopolitical considerations, paints a multifaceted narrative. As ongoing conflicts and political dynamics dance on the historical stage, the echoes of ancient predictions resonate. Whether it's the regathering of the Jewish people or concerns raised by Iran's statements, these discussions bridge the sacred and the contemporary. In the midst of uncertainty, the interplay of faith and geopolitics remains a compelling chapter in the ongoing saga of Jerusalem's significance, unfolding with each turn of the global narrative.